So the German Catholic Church has earned itself a reputation of being a bastion for modernism and on the forefront of some of the biggest changes that we've seen proposed over the last few decades. But the German bishops aren't one big homogenous force working together to push through change. There are actually quite a few dissenters, and they're more and more speaking out about some of the dysfunction within the country. So I want to take a look at some of the processes and issues that are dividing the German Catholic Church and see what we can find out about some of these sharp disagreements that have been ongoing. So the first thing to look at, and possibly the most controversial, is the German synodal way. This was a multi-year process from 2019 up until 2023 to address the crisis of credibility in the Catholic Church, especially following revelations of clerical abuse. It aimed to discuss and propose reforms on four key areas: power and separation of powers, sexual morality, priestly existence, and the role of women in the Church. The process involved 230 delegates, including bishops, clergy, and laity. Here's what some of the process found. 38 of the 58 bishops voted in favor of priestly blessings for same-sex couples. However, 9 voted against the measure and 11 abstained, showing a serious lack of unity in the endeavor. Other motions, such as the abolition of priestly celibacy, passed with a more commanding 86% approval. The bishops have been sharply divided on this process. Bishop George Batzing, who has been in favor of the synodal way, stated, "We want to change the church in Germany, a church that is participatory, gender just, and going on the path of the people." Cardinal Reinhard Marx also showed his support, saying, "The synodal path is a door opener for the worldwide synodal process." However, there are detractors amongst the bishops, such as Cardinal Rainier Maria Welke, who slammed the process, saying, "The synodal way was a parliamentary-like process of pure majority procurement and not of spiritual discernment." Bishop Stephen Oster also commented, saying, "The division in the Episcopal Conference is a disaster for the faithful. We are on a path that could lead to a schism if we are not careful." The synodal way comes as a result of panic over the abysmal mass attendance rates in Germany. It's estimated that 400,000 Germans left the church in 2023 alone, and for those still practicing, only 6.2% attend Mass on a weekly basis. The bishops are attempting to modernize the church as fast as possible, even if it means altering core principles as a means of drawing in new people to the church, and keep their existing parishioners. Ordination rates aren't much better. In 1962, Germany saw 557 men enter the priesthood. Fast forward to 2024, and only 29 new priests were ordained through the country's 27 dioceses. And here's the question. Is it safe to assume that modernization and changing with the times is the best way to counteract these abysmal mass attendance and priestly ordination rates? Some might argue, including the likes of German Bishop Gerhard Müller, that exactly the opposite may be the best approach. So where is the Catholic Church seeing success and where is it hurting? First off, groups like the Priestly Fraternity of St. Peter and the Institute of Christ the King, both traditional Latin Mass groups, have seen a steady stream of new priests over the years. According to the logic presented by the German Catholic bishops, these groups should be struggling. Dioceses like Wichita, Kansas, Lincoln, Nebraska, Arlington, Virginia, and Bismarck, North Dakota are seeing phenomenal priestly ordination rates, typically exceeding their priestly replacement metrics. These tend to be areas that are embracing the traditional side of things, where the bishops aren't constantly denouncing things like ad orientem worship or altar rails. But now let's look at a place in the USA that has fully embraced modernism. That has gone the route that many of the German bishops have chosen to take. That's the Archdiocese of Chicago under Cardinal Blaise Cupich. This year, in an archdiocese of over 2 million Catholics, they will ordain 2 new priests. If you want more priests in your diocese, you can't try to mold them in your own image. You have to go where they are. And right now, the young men that are discerning for the priesthood have more traditional and moderate temperaments. There are no young men out there that are inspired by Cardinal Cupich and his war against kneeling for the Eucharist because it takes too much time. It's not about time, it's about reverence for the body and blood of Jesus Christ. The modernization achieved by the synodal way can only cause more destruction to the church. It's like they say, if you marry the current age, then you'll be a widow in the next. The German bishops should take that advice. Double down on traditional Catholic practices, the ones that guided the church through the fall of the Roman Empire, through the Middle Ages, and into a secular society that will stop at nothing to try and destroy it. I pray that the Pope will study the dioceses in the West that have shown growth and promise, that he will call them out for their success and encourage others to follow their lead. In these successful dioceses, you won't find bishops sneering at the Latin Mass or trying to tone down the use of Latin in the liturgy. You'll find reverent, Christ-loving men who stand for the eternal principles of the Church. And it's about time that Germany started to recognize this, because if they don't, I fear for the faithful in the country. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to see more Catholic content like this, make sure to like and subscribe.